Hello, so this is SirNicolay, and this is my second episode for this new YouTube channel, SirNicolay Teaches. And for today, we're going to be reacting on the new announcements of Apple just a few hours ago. So in the US, it's September 15, 2020, and they make announcements, and I'm always excited with the new things that Apple announces because for the longest time I've actually been a fan of Apple. So just in case you don't know me personally, I actually am very fond of Apple gadgets, and I live in an Apple ecosystem. So like literally in my house, the Apple gadgets that you'll find are just so many. So yeah, so I'll be reacting on the new announcements today. And my very first thought, when I watched the announcement of Apple today. So I watched their presentation early today, like 5 a.m. And I realized that there are no iPhones being announced, in the presentation, and I was a bit confused because I was expecting iPhone 12 to be announced. But nevertheless, I can still comment on the two products that Apple announced, and that's the Apple Watch Series 6 and the new iPad Air. Okay, so what makes me exactly an authority when it comes to these two products? Well, simply because I've been wearing Apple Watch for the longest time, so I can comment a bit on how good the new Apple Watch Series 6 is. And when it comes to the new iPad Air, I actually have already owned so many iPads, and I think I can also tell you if the new iPad Air is something that you could purchase. Okay, or is it good enough for you to purchase? So this is Sir Nicolay, and for today, we're going to be reacting to the new announcements of Apple Watch Series 6 and also the new iPad Air. So I'm going to be showing you right now the website of Apple. And what will happen today is that I'm not actually going to be showing you the actual presentation. You can watch that on your own. I'm pretty sure it's on YouTube. So I'm going to link in the description below the main video where Apple announced the new products. But for today, I'm going to be browsing the website that features the new products of Apple, and I'll be making some reactions as to whether these new things are actually pretty good or not, whether they're worth your money or not. Okay, so let's look. So to those of you who have been following Apple, this is actually the logo of what they sent in their invitation to the developers. So it's a very cool logo, and I really thought it would be new iPhones, but now that I thought of it, that logo actually represents how you are when you're touching on a surface of a device. So it's like a brush stroke with your finger, right? And it's pretty cool, right? I'm trying to think whether there's a 2020 sign to it. Not as much, but it would be cool if there's something like a 2020-ish, to that logo. Okay. So here on Apple website, you can actually watch the event, and then you have their product announcements. Okay. So apart from Apple Watch Series 6, there's also the Apple Watch SE, the Apple Fitness Plus, Apple One, and the improved iPad. But for today, we're going to focus on the two main products, being Apple Watch Series 6 and the new iPad Air, because I feel those are the highlights of the presentation today. Okay, so if we look now at the new Apple Watch, so I'm going to just click on this one so that we can go to its main page. Okay, watch. Okay. And what we're seeing about the new watch series is that it's going to be available this Friday, that's soon. And the new things about it is that there are a lot of there are actually just really few features that are new, mostly because when you look at the Watch Series 6, um, the the difference is that when it comes to Apple Watch Series 5 is very little. So I'm wearing right now an Apple Watch Series 5, and if I can comment on the differences between Series 6 and this one, there are really just very few very few upgrades. Okay, so if you look at the specs of the Series Watch 6 right now, the Apple Watch Series 6 right now, so the always on Retina display was something that was featured in Series 5, and we have that in Series 6. Now, interestingly, Apple also released today Apple Watch SE. And when we look at SE, SE is like Apple Watch Series 4, I think. It is very similar to Series 4. I could be wrong, but it looks a bit like that because of it still has a big display, but it does not have the always on Retina display. Okay. So what else? Very interesting is the new thing about Series 6, and that is it could actually measure your blood oxygen. So I'm going to be honest here. I have no idea what that does, exactly for the body, but I'm pretty sure other people will have better authority than me to discuss that. But it's a good, health thing for your Apple Watch. So why not? Okay, what else? High and low heart rate notifications, supports family setup, water resistant 50 meters. Okay, so what are my thoughts now about Apple Watch Series 6 based just on these descriptions? So, very simple thing. I feel that it is underwhelming upgrade from Series 5 to 6. Okay? So now that I'm looking at the specs, because my initial reaction earlier when I watched the presentation today is that why would people go for Watch Series 6 when I think the same processor also exists in Apple Watch SE? And then I realized, okay, so it's missing a lot. It's missing a lot of features. That's why it's a lot cheaper by $120. Okay? So what are missing? The always on Retina display, the blood oxygen thing, and then the ECG app. What else? And then really that's just it. So so what can be my recommendation right now? So for Watch Series 6, I strongly recommend if you have Series 5, you don't really need it. Because technically, the only new things are actually the blood oxygen app. And also, the other new thing is maybe the colors, the new color of the watches. But apart from that, it's not much of an upgrade. Okay? So, therefore, my suggestion is if you can find Series 5, buy that instead of Watch Series 6. Okay? Especially if the price difference is a lot. So, like for example, if the last time I checked in Green Hills, San Juan, a Series 5 watch can cost all the way to around 23,000 pesos, 22,000 pesos. So let's say if the price of Series 5 goes to as low as, let's say, 17 or 18, then that is a good buy. I would suggest get Series 5 instead. Okay? Because the other stuff that you'll get here, like for example, the watch bands, also the different features of the OS, you get that also with Series 5. So that's actually my recommendation for Series 6. If you don't have a watch, Apple Watch, my suggestion is go for Series 5. If you have Series 5, go for do not upgrade. Okay? If you have Series 3 and downwards, it's up to you. But I think with Series 5 still available in stores, get that instead. Okay? So those are my thoughts about Apple Watch Series 6. Okay? So I don't recommend it actually right now unless blood oxygen app is something that really interests you and you want the color blue the color blue what's that color blue material where the watch is the main body of the Apple Watch. If you're a fan of that, then maybe Series 6 is for you. Okay, so that's Series 6. And we're now going to look at the new iPad Air. Okay. So interestingly about iPad, I have a very colorful relationship with iPad. Um, I got the original iPad. My lolo sent it to me from the US. And then same thing, I also got iPad 2, so the thinner iPad. And then my third iPad was the iPad Air 2. So, and that iPad actually stayed with me for a very long time. Like, I think 3 years. I went 3 years without upgrading anything, on that iPad Air 2. And then finally, no, not yet finally, last year, I wanted another iPad and thought I would give iPad mini a chance. So I got iPad mini last year and the Apple Pencil with it. Okay. And then this year, so this is the year that I actually tried the iPad Pro. And there is a reason why I bought the iPad Pro. And I will share it actually in my next YouTube episode about making YouTube videos. And my main reason actually for buying the iPad Pro is for video editing. So that's something that I would discuss in other YouTube episodes because the iPad Pro is powerful. I dare say it's even more powerful than some of the higher MacBooks and even MacBook Pro. Like if you're going to ask me which is more powerful, the MacBook Pro 13-inch or the iPad Pro, I would go for iPad Pro. It's actually a lot cheaper than MacBook Pro 13-inch. Plus, it can actually do a lot of heavy tasks such as video editing. And the reason why, because I was actually deciding between the two, whether I would buy a MacBook Pro this year or I would buy an iPad Pro. And iPad Pro won because Apple made the announcement that they are going to upgrade all of their laptops to have to go back to leave the Intel chips, and then they would go for their own chips, so the ARM chips, I think, if I'm not mistaken, and that will mean they'll go back to producing their own chips. So what does that mean for Apple? That means their new laptops starting maybe next year are going to be laptops that are a lot faster, a lot more, and they have better energy efficiency, and then you would be able to maximize everything that the laptop could do. Because to be honest, the reason why iPads are better than the MacBooks is because Apple provides the chips. Apple provides the 8A14, is it already 14? Yeah, I think A14 chip or something like that, or A12 chip. So the point is that when Apple has the native chips, the gadgets perform better. Okay, so this is where iPad Air actually comes into picture. So what is the iPad Air and who is it for? Now the thing about when I saw this iPad Air announcement earlier today, I really thought that this is the baby iPad Pro 10-inch. And I feel that in many ways, I think iPad Air is even more attractive than the iPad Pro 10-inch. Okay? Definitely, it's much cheaper. And at the same time, it does actually a lot of heavy tasks. So I think this will be a fantastic device for video editing. Okay, and that's something actually that I'm going to discuss later when I talk about looking for the perfect gadget to actually start your YouTube channel episodes, and the iPad is amazing as actually a video editing tool. Okay, so let's look at some of the things that are new in the new iPad Air. So by the way, availability is next month, so it's not yet available. So if you look at the screen right now looks very similar to the iPad Pro. I'm not sure about the bezel. The bezel still looks a bit big to me. but it could be the same as iPad, although I'm not 100% sure. There's also something new about the iPad Air, and that is the the security is actually in the form of what do they call that? A secure touch ID. So unlike the iPad Pro that uses the camera for face recognition for unlocking your device, iPad Air will use the home key, which is very interesting because this is the first time that they've done it. They're using not a button on the main surface of the iPad, but at the side, and that is something very interesting for Apple to do. So that's cool. That's actually something new. This is the only device so far, I think, right now that does that. Okay, there. The advanced chip A14 Bionic. So this is what I was referring to earlier. The reason why Apple portable gadgets, the iPad, the Apple Watch, and then the iPhones perform better than their Macs is because of the Apple chips. So the Apple chips are amazing for their products. Okay, so you're seeing here that the way that they're advertising iPad Air is actually for professional or for use that is a bit more advanced. So you're seeing a compatibility with Pencil 2, and Pencil 2 is amazing. Okay, and this is also pretty amazing that it's supporting the Magic Keyboard. Okay, I'm going to actually make an episode about what I use for editing my YouTube videos, and the Magic Keyboard is something that I use heavily. It's amazing. So the compatibility of Magic Keyboard, of the new iPad Air, is super important because the Magic Keyboard is fantastic. It's not just because it is a very good keyboard. Because it Apple removed the butterfly mechanism on their keyboard, and then so you have better key travel now on their keyboards. But the nice thing about it is that it just works flawlessly. So keyboard is amazing. Okay, and the new iPad actually has that. So new colors are pretty cool. The new colors here being this green, so there was never a green before, and sky blue. So sky blue is something also interesting. So those are new colors of the iPad Air. I'm predicting that the iPhone will probably have the new iPhones will probably have those two colors. You're creative on the go, 40% of faster CPU, faster graphics, edit 4K video. That is precisely the reason why I love my iPad Pro. The ability to edit 4K videos seamlessly. It is amazing what it can do. Okay, so that's fantastic to me. The notepad where best ideas are from, so that's nice. I really like actually how they showed how you can take notes and then how you can highlight the thing and convert them to texts. That's amazing. Okay, so make working hard feel like hardly working. Okay, so you're noticing that it's not being advertised as just for students for kids. Actually, some of these are actually professional kind of professional kind of tasks, and it's pretty good. So get to work, get to class. So this is the reason why the iPad Air right now is the in between the Pro and the normal iPad and the iPad Mini, because it can actually do both. But from what I'm seeing, it's very powerful. The way that the way that the specs are. Okay, so these are some of the specs. I think this is already the summary. Okay, and I love how it looks. It looks really a lot like the iPad Pro, and the USB-C is also pretty fantastic. Okay, and why it is amazing is because the data transfer is going to be so fast, and at the same time, USB-C charging is pretty amazing also. Plus, you can use better gadgets with the USB-C. So this microphone that I'm using is USB-C compatible. So that's why this microphone directly goes to my iPad Pro, which I'm using right now to record this video, right? So it's amazing. I actually went earlier to the tech specs and I saw, I tried to look for the camera. The camera of iPad Air is slightly less, has less tech compared to the front camera of iPad Pro. And why is that important for me? It's because of video recording. Okay, and one thing that I will discuss actually in making videos is that I love actually the iPad on the Magic Keyboard because I am able to put the camera of the iPad for selfie, where I am able to actually make it 90 degrees angle, and so the angle for the face selfie recording is better as compared to using the back of the gadget, or using any like a stand where there's always an angle that is very bizarre, because I really want a 90 degrees angle when it comes to video recording, and that is important to me. The only way you can do that is with a tripod, but if you don't have a tripod, so my suggestion is get iPad Air or iPad Pro Magic Keyboard, and then the 90 degrees will be fantastic as you do recording like this. Okay, so it's pretty nice. Okay, so I think that's pretty much it. So what are my final thoughts about the iPad Air? So let's view the pricing. So from what I remember, it's $599. Okay, for five. Am I right? It's $599. Yeah, so it's $599 for the 64 gigabytes. It's good. It's actually solid if you ask me. That is a very good price if you want to start making YouTube videos. Get this. Okay, this will help you a lot, and I can teach you actually how to make your YouTube videos better by getting this one. So it is fantastic, in my personal opinion. Okay. So the other varieties are higher. So the 256 version is $749, which is actually okay. Because from what I remember, the iPad Pros are, I think, almost $1,000 already. Okay, so that's fantastic. Okay, so I highly recommend it. So just a recap of the two products that I reacted on today. Apple Watch Series 6, I don't really recommend it right now because technically there are only two features that are new: blood oxygen, blood oxygen. What's that? Blood oxygen measure, and then the other one is that the body of the watches come in new colors. Not much of an upgrade from Series 5, to be honest. So if Series 5 is available and lower price, get that instead. For iPad Air, this is amazing. In my personal opinion, this is the best iPad to get right now if you are short on money. Okay, if you want to go to YouTube, episode making, get this. This is actually fantastic. I highly recommend it. Okay, so that's all for today. And again, this is SirNicolay. In the next few episodes, I'll be teaching a lot of stuff. The upcoming episodes will be, I'll still be continuing my episodes about YouTube, monetizing YouTube channels. How do you monetize your YouTube channel? And I'll be teaching a bit about photography. My next few videos are going to be sharing what I know about photography also. I'll be sharing with you my cameras and my lenses and what they're like. And so we're going to learn a lot about technology in the next few days. Okay, so again, I'll see you. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. And thank you so much for watching.